Good evening, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. We are just moved them across the road. I was blocking, and it is it's so dusty out here that we had to move trucks on each side of that road. About a half a mile, well, not a half a mile, a quarter mile back, just so nobody, I mean, you can't see. That road is just a solid, I mean, if there's anybody driving in front of you, you can't see nothing. And so I could see a catastrophe happening. When it's this dusty, you need to have your blinkers on, your flashers, emergency flashers. And so we had trucks on both sides. And that's amazing. I can't believe we still have green clover. Folks, we haven't had a rain now for 60 days. And it hit 100 degrees the last 3 days. And, you know, it's been upper 90s about every day. So it's dry. I'm sitting here weeping about how dry it is, and we had a guy come today to pick up a cow he bought. And he was from Arkansas. And of course he was looking at the grass, and it didn't look this good. This is eastern Gama grass field, but it was fescue clover patch over by the corral. And he's like, man, he said, I'd give anything to have grass look this good. I guess they're really, really bad. They're in more severe drought down in Arkansas. This would have been northeastern Arkansas, and it's just completely dried up. He said when you walk on the yard, the grass disintegrates under his feet. There's a buzz in the air. It sounds like it's bees. And they're big. When I say bees, they're actually, I saw them over at Docks today when we were loading that cow. There was a great big pin oak tree over there. There must have been 5,000. They weren't bumblebees. They were in between a bumblebee and a ground bee. Kind of a mid-size. They were black and yellow. They're pretty good sized bees. And they were just feeding off the leaves on this tree. Same thing's happening over here. I can hear it. It's just a buzz. Almost like, sounds like a swarm of honeybees, but it's not. Oh, one of the complexities of nature. Y'all hear any cows bawling? So we made a major change today. It was quite a deal. We sorted out 80 head out of here today. And I put wheels under them, and they went down and over to Tennessee. So we've got a farm over there that we're working with, and they had plenty of grass. Been getting adequate rains, so much that they're actually brush hogging off fields because they didn't have enough animals to eat all the forage. I'm like, well, I think we need to move some animals your way. And so we did. We sent 2 semi-loads down there this morning, and we're back to about, I don't know, there was about 260 head in here. We're at 340. I think we're at 260. No, that wouldn't be right. There was 80 heads. Well, yeah, 260. Anyway, yeah, we had to cut back. I mean, it just hasn't rained, and you know, I guess what I want to go with that is the longer you wait to cut your stocking rate in a drought, the more catastrophic it could become. Meaning, you're gonna have to buy a lot of hay. And you know, we've bought some hay. We always buy our hay. We don't put up hay. But when it's no regrowth in 60 days, the grass is not growing back, except for this. The the Gama grass, it grew back. But this stuff's got a taproot on it, folks. Dan Shepard, back when he sold the Eastern Gama grass seed up by Clifton Hill, I remember him talking about taking a track hoe and coming down in one of his bottoms. Dan Shepard used to be the biggest Eastern Gama grass supplier in the world at one time. And I mean, he really went after it. He had like, I forgot how many thousands of acres he had a bunch. And he took a track hoe, went down his bottom and dug down to see how deep these roots go on the plant. And at 18 feet, he found root at 18 feet. Folks, that's like a darn tree. And this bottom was planted in 1992, I believe it was. And we've never done anything with it since. Just graze it. Eastern Gama. Now it's got a lot of other stuff in it. So the Gama grass purists would not be very happy with me. They would think that, well, Greg, you got this and you got that and you got this. And it's like, yeah, I do. I like it. I mean, look at that. You see any bare ground down in there? We don't burn our Gama. That's another thing that they recommend that you do is burn it every spring. We don't do that. I graze it enough in the wintertime. There's enough plants in here besides the Eastern Gama that they're getting some good eat. They're getting some good eats in here, even in the wintertime. And here's the beautiful seed head on it. Not very many seed heads in here because the cattle grazed it. They did a dang good job too. I hear one calf over there bawling. He can't find his mommy. You don't hear any mature cows bawling anywhere. So they're just going to be in here tonight, and we got 260 head in here, and they go across on this side of those trees in the morning and up on the hill. So we're headed back south. We've been clear to the northern ends of our farm, and now we're going back to the furthest south ends of the farms. So it's a continuous process. Look at that. You see what they've grazed? Look at that. Folks, we are in the solar energy collection business. So the longer solar collector you leave, it'll grow back. It'll grow back. You take it all down to where there's nothing showing. You got 2 inches of stubble out there. It's not going to grow back, especially in a drought. These old cows are getting a big old mouthful of it. Get a little closer to these cows and see the way they're eating it. They're just lopping off the tops of it. That old girl there's just fat. You see the love handles. Look at the rolls of fat on her butt. That's how you know when you got a good conditioned cow going in the wintertime. When she's got rolls of fat on her butt, she's got a calf sucking on her, and she's pregnant. She's got another one inside her. You wonder why I'm excited about grazing? Folks, it's an unfair advantage. Don't tell anybody. We don't have to plant this stuff. We planted this in 1991. That's been 30-some years ago. Look at that cows now. See, she's just taking the tops. There's a lot of diversity in here. Right now, they're pretty much working the Gama over because it's the tallest. It's tender. It's got a lot of energy in it. She's got a bee sting there on her shoulder or something. Yeah, something stung. I tell you what, folks, the ground bees this year are atrocious. Man, you got to watch where you're weed eating at. You cutting brush at. The darn things are living everywhere, mainly in fence rows, but these ground bees, they don't play fair. They lay a knot on your head You don't know it until you get stung, and then they chase you. They're not like a honeybee. Honeybee will just sting you, but these things, they take it personal. Boy, there's a nice set of cattle right there. Mom, and that's my bull calf right behind her. There is some Sericea lespedeza in here, and the cows are eating some of it. They're not eating some of it. I don't care. I'm not going to come in here and spray it. If I sprayed this field to get rid of it, to me it's not, well, I don't spray. So we would never do that. But you could spray it and kill the Sericea, and it costs you quite a bit of money, but you're going to kill out all your broadleaves, all the clover, all the stick tight, anything with a broadleaf on it, it's gone. Your Korean lespedeza, you would kill it as well. So I'm going to let the cows eat what they want of it and get fat and make a living on grass, and just do the best we can doing it that way. Seems like we as farmers have gotten real good at, using these sprays and stuff, and I can see, in places where people still use them, and that's the only tool they got in their toolbox to control weeds. But as a grazer, when you got ruminants, herbivores, we have a tool too. And sometimes these weeds, we call them, are actually pretty nutritious for cattle. And so I'm gonna let them eat them, But look at this big old clump again right here. They haven't got to it yet. Bet you $1,000 it doesn't look like that in the morning. I mean, these cows are going after it. It's going to look like you took a sickle bar mower to it. The whole paddock's going to be mowed off at about 12 inches tall in the morning. You all know what that noise is, don't you? It's ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching. Look at that. 79. She's getting a handsome mouthful. They've all got stick tight. That's what we call beggar's lice. That's those little green spots on them. That's the legume. They really like it. And this time of year, it's got seeds on it. Really nutritious. I've ate the seeds. They're pretty good, actually. See the green spots stuck all over them? Well, look at me. I've got them stuck on me too. You can't help but walk through a field of this stuff and get some of it stuck on you. Look at that calf. It just ate that seed head. That's that one I just looked at a minute ago. He ate it. Ate the seed head. When he goes to the next paddock, look at that. He's working that stalk over. Probably sweet. He's gonna get this one too. He sure is. He knocked it over. Look at that. He's gonna eat that old seed head down. So he goes, there he goes, walking off with it. That is that beautiful heifer calf. So she'll poop that out in the next paddock in her manure. And she's got an eastern Gama grass seed in her manure. So that's how we're transferring this stuff around the farm. The cattle are doing a lot of it for us. I tell you what, folks, I don't know what to say, but this is my office, and I get to live in this office every day. And I feel excessively privileged to be able to do this for a full-time living now. And this was my goal, when I worked in town all those years. I wanted to do this full-time. And every single one of y'all sitting behind a computer screen, You know who I'm talking about. I talked to one of you today. And we had a really good talk. He came to buy some cows. And this guy's knocking it out of the park, man. I mean, he's doing well. He's got a bunch of kids. Beautiful farm. He's got an off-farm job. And he's like, you know, it's taking a lot of hours. And, you know, his town job takes a lot of time away from his family and the farm. And so we had a real, I'm not going to tell you everything we talked about, but I'm just going to share some tips. If you want to do this full time, you've got to set some goals. You got to delay some of the nicer things in life for a good while. And don't start this journey unless you're willing to give it 10 years. Because at the 5-year level, you're going to get kicked in the teeth. You're going to be almost ready to give up. But if you can stay on until that 7 years, 6 to 7 years, now you've worked out the kinks. And you figure out what works, just duplicate it. Figure out what works and keep duplicating that. And don't be afraid to work hard. If you're afraid to sweat and work hard, well, then you need to stay behind that computer screen. Because this is hard work. If you don't like getting bit by ticks, mosquitoes, cold weather, hot weather, I mean, you're out here with them. You're out here with these guys, same environment, so you're going to get some of that stuff too. But you got to have a written set of goals. You got to be willing to do without. You got to be extremely thrifty with what money you have coming in. Don't spend it. Just don't spend it. Put it in a savings account. Put it in a checking account. Put it in a CD, whatever. Put it in something that's drawing interest until you can get enough money together to buy one of these. Put your money in livestock. Don't go out and buy the land right away. I realize you got to have a home base. You got to live somewhere. But it could be a mobile home. You don't need a 5-bedroom home starting out. Put your money in livestock. These allow you to reach your dream, okay? Because these are eating this green blade of grass that you and I cannot eat. Well, we could eat it, but we're not going to put weight on. We're sure not going to be able to reproduce. We're sure not going to be able to raise a calf on it. By golly, this girl can. So you want a bunch of these. You want a bunch of these, and you don't need to own the land to have a bunch of these. You're not going to be able to do it in corn country or bean country where you're competing with row crops. You can't do it. Not there. But there are places in the United States still where you can go and you're not competing against row crop guys. It's going to have to be in rolling hills, woods. Get away from that stuff because those guys are really, you just can't compete with them. You know, when you're getting a lot of outside help from, you know, taxpayer-funded government subsidies, you can't compete with that. Not as a grazer. So don't do it. Just don't even try and do it. Just go somewhere where you don't have to deal with that. And start putting together some farms, and they can be 5-acre farms. They could be 2 acres, whatever. You don't have to be at this scale, but you got to start and learn on a small scale, and then as you get more, you get more experience and more confidence in your skills and your level of expertise, then you can ramp up your numbers if you like. So anyway, I'm going to get off here. I've been long-winded enough tonight. I'm going to enjoy this cow herd and this site in extreme drought here in central Missouri. I know it doesn't look like it because we're standing in an eastern Gama grass field, but it's dry out here, folks. Hope we get some rain. You all have a good one, and we'll see you next time.